What if I told you guys that we've been putting way too much emphasis on money when most of our attention and focus should be on knowledge, information, because it's not the title that's gonna give us money. It's what we know. It's what we can do because of our skills that's gonna actually reap more rewards for us. You know, I learned this, I would say in 2017, when I was part of a startup entrepreneurship group, and we went out to California and we met with Google Ventures. We met with a lot of different companies. California, Silicon Valley, nothing but startups. But we met with Google Ventures, and I remember one of the partners there named Klau. And what he told me was, well, let me tell you. First, I was asking him a question about how did he get into the position that he was in, about climbing that ladder, chasing money. Because I'm very inquisitive. So when I'm talking to somebody that's in a high position or somebody that has made some success for themselves, I question them. I love to pick their brain. I typically get this type of information from reading books, biographies on these kind of people. So when I'm actually in a situation where I can question them, I can actually pick their brain, I do that always, because I want to understand how they think, and I want to understand how they got into the position that they're in. So I was asking him about chasing money, and he was like, Corey, don't chase money, chase knowledge, chase information, because money will follow. People be willing to pay you for what you know. And because he told me that, I would never forget it. I allowed it to drive me through the rest of my, I would say my career, my corporate career. So right out of college, I was working for some of the biggest companies in the world, Whirlpool, Stryker Medical. So I wanted to create value for myself. So how can I create a situation where I could go to my boss and say, hey, I want more money, or hey, I want that higher position? I needed to create some type of value, experience. I had to gather some type of knowledge. So what I did was I left big companies. I left the huge corporations. And the thing about the huge corporations is that they do things, they give you perks and stuff that make you want to stay. Food every day, everything is served to you. You don't have to bring a lunch. You have a chef downstairs cooking up food. So they plant all these type of incentives to make you want to stay. And I realized that going to a smaller company, that those kind of perks don't exist. And I made the decision to leave big companies, leave the big corporations, because I wanted to go work for a smaller company where I would be wearing multiple hats and I would be doing a lot more than just my job title. Because the smaller companies, you're going to do more than what just your job entails. So I wanted to be able to do those different things in order to be able to come back to a huge corporation and be like, I know how to do this, that, and that. This is why I'm asking for this pay. And this is why I'm worth that pay. And so that's the mindset I was on. I was willing to work for a smaller company so I can learn more, so I can gather more knowledge to be able to take back to a big company and be able to ask for more money, to have a higher salary. That's the way I was thinking. That's the way I was moving. And so I left Whirlpool in 2018, moved down to Florida and started working for a smaller company. And I did that for a year, and then I switched to another job, smaller company. I worked for about 2 or 3 smaller companies and gathered the knowledge that I thought I needed in order to go back to a big company. So now I'm in a situation where I have done multiple things. I have, done accounting type work. I've done purchasing type work. I've done manufacturing lead type work. So I'm in a situation where I have great knowledge when it comes to the supply chain process. And that knowledge I can use as leverage in order to ask for more money when I go to a big corporation, because a lot of those people in those big companies have not done the work that I've done. So I just want to share my story so I can get across a point that chasing knowledge is going to bring you more money in the end. That's how we should be going about getting increases, pay increases. We should be thinking about, what do we bring to the table? And if we feel like we don't bring anything to the table, we need to be getting out there and getting the knowledge and getting the information that we need so we can come back and use that as leverage to get more money out of these companies. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, because that was one of the greatest pieces of advice that I've ever received from somebody, and it has driven me in more ways than I can count. But I just wanted to give you guys one example of how it has changed my life. So sometimes it's okay to be in a position where you're not getting paid that much. I could have been doing that same job I did with the smaller company. I could have been doing that at a big corporation and probably been getting paid close to double the amount. But I said, I'm going to do this for a few years, 3 years, get the information that I can. And then I'm going to go back to a big company and I'm going to ask for what I feel that I'm deserved. So chase knowledge, chase information. Don't chase money. Don't worry about money, because money will come and people will pay for what you know. So I thank you guys for checking out this video, and I'm going to be coming with more. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.